Hello. So here's that thinking to myself, what is life without the little things? So, you know what? Here are some very cool immersive mods that seem little but actually kind of change your whole game. So let's go. For our first mod on the list, we got Immersive Interactions, Animated Actions. So, I think a lot of people already know this mod. Now, if you don't, please be sure to download it ASAP. I think everyone should just have this mod installed, especially if they want a little bit more immersion. There's actually a whole list of interactions, not the ones that I'm only displaying here. There's a bunch of extra things, like, you know, mourning your friends, so when they die, you'll actually bow over them and be like, I'm sad you died. You know, you can even milk a cow, right? That's added in. You can actually read stuff when you know. You will have animations for greeting people. You will have animations for picking up items, interacting with your follower, and then different ones for when you interact with your spouse. You even have one where, for example, you I don't know, you sit differently in your chair, and you can be very cool when poisoning your weapon. And yeah, I mean, damn. You even got this thing, right, that, God forbid, as well, you eat a dodgy ingredient and, I don't know, well, you start coughing. Yeah, it's not that weird when you start eating a Daedra heart and all of a sudden it seems to be bad for you, innit? Don't you love it that in vanilla Skyrim you seem to use everything? Well, with MIA, more immersive activations, it actually has a little bit of a clearer description of what you're about to do. You will temper your weapons, forge equipment, worship gods, and cook your food in a cooking pot, right? Now also, a lot of people that you haven't met before are still kind of hidden. They are just a female Nord, or a male Imperial, or a male Orc, right? You actually have to get to know them first. So the next mod on the list is Security Overhaul SKSE Lock Variations. Now, this mod is really special as well. This mod actually gives all the locks their own unique model and sound effects based on that chest or door type, right? It covers a bunch of the vanilla doors and chests, pretty much all of them, but even Dwemer, Farmer, Snow Elf, etc. It's it's honestly a great immersion mod, and I don't think I would play without it. There are also some add-ons that will make these locks even more immersive, but that's a little bit too much for me to show and for you to find out. For the next mod on the list, we got a fairly new one, and it's called Loot Spillage. So what this basically does, it makes it so the NPCs drop all their loot on death, similar to some of the MMO games. So, for example, if you have this on the base settings, they will just drop everything. So, like, the color of red will be weapons, purple armor, green consumables, yellow keys, valuables, teal, miscellaneous, right? Now, the way I got it set up, they only drop weapons, because as I said, for immersion, I think it makes sense that they drop their weapons separately, right? And then they have their own inventory, but hey, you can actually configure this however you like. So, I would highly recommend it. It's fairly new. Give it a go, right? Okay, for the next mod, we got Simple Dual Sheath. Now, this is only a little mod, but in vanilla Skyrim, when you pull your weapon out, it's a bit weird because, well, you don't really have a sheath or anything for your second weapon. It just kind of spawns in or appears, which, I don't know, always kind of messed with the immersive feeling. But with Simple Dual Sheath, you can actually see your second sheath. Yes, you can see from my one straight over here and my other on the other side. And when I pull them out, boom, back in, boom, right? Okay, for our next mod, we got one of my all-time favorites, and that is Immersive Equipment Display. So, in vanilla Skyrim, you can only really show or display the weapon, shield, bow, arrows, whatever that you got equipped. So when you actually got, let's say, 2 swords in your inventory, a shield, a bow, a dagger, you can only really see whatever you've got equipped. Now with this mod, you can. As you can see, I got my swords out, bow on my back, shield, and a dagger underneath on my back hip. This mod actually is quite simple or easy to use as well. You just need to make sure you favorite your gear. So if I want to get rid of my sword, for example, or get rid of my dagger, let's say, get rid of my bow, and let's get rid of the shield. As you can see, pretty plain Jane right now. If I want to have the shield back, I will just favorite the shield, and there it is. I want the bow back.
If you're ever interested.
Favorite the bow. It's back. Right? Pretty straightforward. Now you also have this little menu when you press backspace. This is where it gets kind of interesting because don't get flustered. Don't worry about it. Let's go through this really quickly. Global will obviously be for all, for the player or all the NPCs, but we're just going to go to actor for now. My character is called Awin. You can also customize the people around you in the vicinity, your followers, etc. And let's say I want to change where I put my, I don't know. Let's not go with the, let's go with like the shield, for example, right? Or the bow, right? Just make sure you can see the item, maybe also the configuration class. So this one will be global, but this one, for example, is on the actor. You can change that around as well. Don't worry about it. For now, though, let's say I want the shield on my back. These are like the sort of preset sockets where you can put stuff. So a staff would, for example, be put there. And if you want it on your tail, don't know why, but if you're about that life, right? For me, I will just, for now, put it back on its original place. You can also change the scale. With shields, I'll give you a little tip as well. The normal 1 scale that it comes with is actually a little bit bigger than usual. 8.5 is the actual same size as the shield would be as if you had it equipped. And then also you've got these modifiers to change the position of the shield, right? Or the rotation. And if you want to reset it, make sure to press this arrow on the left. Boom. Boom. Right. Don't really mess too much with the overriding of the model. That's going to be a lot of effort. If you are about it, go for it. I'm not going to do a whole tutorial about that though. I just wanted to showcase the basics. So now this mod actually kind of got me hooked. I think I will actually put this into every single one of my playthroughs, and that is go to bed. Now you might think, go to bed, what's that about? Well, in vanilla you just see like a bit of a boring black screen. But this time, I can sleep in the bed. I have my own little sleepwear outfit. And then once I actually want to do the sleeping part, right? Oh, sorry. I can press T. And I can go into hibernation or just have my little nap, right? Cool. Now, next that I also want to show you is that go to bed comes with a little MCM where you can customize a bunch of these things. Oh, oops, wrong button again. MCM, and let's go to bed. As you can see, you can change the controls. You can change your sleepwear setup, the conditions where you will actually get these clothes on. So, for example, it might not be very immersive to change into your I don't know, sleepwear when you're in a dungeon, but actually keep your armor on. Then actually modifying the sleepwear you can do on the sleepwear tab, change the name, whatever, and then actually add items to your little list. Click this one first to make a new one. Add some clothes from your inventory. So let's say common clothes, right? Go back into the MCM. Go to bed. And then when you go to sleepwear, so it was 7 that had the common clothes, right? Okay, cool. We go and 7. And now when I should go to bed, I should have the common clothes on. And yes, as you can see, I got the common clothes. It is a very simple mod. However, I think these little simple immersion mods actually kind of make the biggest difference altogether. Adding maybe one of these mods in, you're not gonna notice anything, you know. Adding in a one big immersion mod is nice, but you're gonna probably get a lot of the same. But when you keep adding onto it, then hopefully at some point you feel fully immersed with your Skyrim playthrough. So yeah, without any further ado, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video.